Alright, back at it. I took a little bit of time off from working on it because I had to get a little more work done on the truck, and I just got some, well, let me swing over to that, because the truck is back in the yard, but I had some body work I needed to get done. I welded in a whole section. I'm doing some smooth outs right now, and while the camper is still off the back, I just oiled up the whole frame and interior and exterior and get that squared away. So that worked out pretty good. So it gave me a little bit of time today to kind of play with this. So what I was saying was I wanted to add these pontoons to the side. You can see how it's overhanging. It's going to come out to a point. So I'm going to end up contouring to the side and then shaping it up and in. Now I went 2 inches wide by 1 inch thick. So I didn't want to go too far with it, but I actually wanted something there. All right, now at this point, I think adding the keel is a mistake, because that will actually be point, and point of ballast, and that's what I'm trying to lose here. I only want point and point of ballast. So I think that's gone. So I'll shape it in, I'll contour it, and I still need to mess around out there. I just didn't want to make a whole lot of noise today, because yesterday I did a whole bunch of welding and grinding, and I'm giving my neighbors a break. Yes, I try to be a nice guy, occasionally. Where I left you off, I was looking at adding these two pieces to the sides, which I was calling the pontoons. I really don't know what else to call them, because they add ballast to the very outside edges. I think this is going to help a lot when it comes to that rock side to side, because it's going to have more resistance here and tend not to roll. I don't like how thin it is on the two ends, but I also don't want to go too thick and have this be too much ballast. And as I said, I wanted to get some more off of this section in here, which I did. I still have my entry point, which is good. It's working better, so it's not going to get held as far up out of the water. I got a couple little fill spots, and I notice I got a decent chip there. That one I'm not so sure would show up, but yeah, that one will. All right, I decided to get started with the coatings, the coverings, and I'm using a Sherwin-Williams Extreme Bond primer. Over on the Teardropper site, we went through a whole bunch of experiments with different paints, trying to figure out what the good consistencies were and what primers were better than others. There were several that we kind of kicked out the door and said, no, we won't use those, but I found any good quality bonding primer. I'm a fan of Sherwin-Williams, so I use that, and that will do the trick. So I'm reinforcing the side rails, as you can see, and then I've reinforced the bow. Obviously, this is what's going to crash up against shoreline, would be drag, and I'll do the same thing on the rear down there, is I'll get a little extra padding in down there. And I think this is just going to round out my day right now. I will let this dry, ensure the fact that I've got a good bond with this primer, which I'm expecting I will. But I'm going ahead and start it. Yes, that is in bed sheets. I'm actually almost through my first pillowcase, getting just the reinforcements done. And then I'll take the second pillowcase and I'll do up the stern a little bit more and reinforce that. And maybe a couple of the spots too, but or double up a little bit here, maybe go wider before I do a final covering over it. I'll figure that one out. Okay, anyway, that is going to wrap up my day. Pretty happy with it, and like I said, I wanted to get some coverings on this and get this thing in the water, get some fishing done.